welcome back to another episode of Soulful Sundays. If you're new here, I'm Kandie, the maker behind Kandie Scents, where everything is scented with soul and poured with purpose. Today's video is especially for my fellow candle makers, aspiring chandlers, and all my behind-the-scenes lovers who enjoy seeing the magic in the making. I get a lot of questions about what tools I use, how I stay organized, and how to make things a little easier around the studio. Well, today I'm going to share my top 15 must-have tools that keep my candle making process smooth, efficient, and just a little bit less chaotic, right? So let's get into it. Okay. Number one would be my wax melter with a spout. This one. I use this one because it makes large batches of wax more efficiently, and it allows me to pour directly into my pitchers or containers without making a big mess. I have a couple of those actually. I have one for my soy wax, and then I have another one for my coconut wax, and then I have one for my gel wax. And so I'm going to get another one real soon for my wax melts, because I'm still using a double broiler for my wax melts, and let's just say it's for the birds. So I'm going to get one more real soon. These can be purchased at pretty much any candle supply store. I think I got mine off of Amazon, maybe. It's been quite a few years, a couple of years, so I can't quite remember. Probably because I bought more than one, but I think it came from Amazon. I think so. Okay. Number two would be my pitchers. So I have this pouring pitcher, but I also have my funnel pitchers. So for safely and accurately transferring the wax from my melter to my jars, I can pour it in here or in here. So it just depends on what I'm doing. This one is easier to pour inside of the jars because of the spout, the long spout, and it's less of a mess, whereas this one I make more of a mess. Probably because I had my surgery and things of that nature, still working on getting all the strength back in this one. And so when it's full with wax, it's harder to pour. So sometimes I'll pour it in here and then I'll transfer it to here so I can easily pour into my pitchers into my containers without making a mess. Now, again, those can be purchased at pretty much any candle supply store. Probably Amazon as well, but I think that one came from Brambleberry. And this funnel pitcher, Candle Science. Okay, number three. Number three is a digital thermometer. I have these two. They are actually thermometer spatulas. They serve a wonderful purpose. So wax temperature matters, right? So this keeps me on track when I'm adding fragrance oils. So I can make sure I'm adding it at the right temperature. And I'm pouring at the correct temperature as well. So these come in handy, and they kind of double as another thing on my list as well. But I got these from Amazon. You can use a regular digital thermometer. Some people use a Kandie thermometer, but I like this one. But again, as long as you have a good digital thermometer, you can tell. Some people use the scan, but I typically don't, because that's not always accurate. It's going to tell, that scan is only showing what is on the top surface versus the entire thing. So you would have to stir it a couple of times and then take the temperature to get more accurate, but it can still not be accurate. So I typically don't use those for this purpose, but if I'm testing the outside of my jars, then I will use that one. The next one is my heat gun. Here's my heat gun. I just got this one. It has 2 settings. It has a low setting and then a higher setting. I had another one for the longest time, and of course it only had 1 setting, and it just completely died on me. But I can't complain because I have been using it for, I probably had that old one for probably about 8 years, so I won't complain. Now, the reason I love this one is it helps to clean up the tops of my candles, fix sinkholes if I have any, smooth the surface for that luxury finish. And it also helps like when you have wax in your funnel or pouring pitcher that are sticking to the sides. You know, you can use your heat gun to warm it up, get it on up. And sometimes if I make a mess or splatter on the counter, I can use this and it'll easily wipe up. So definitely a must-have is that. I got that one from Amazon, but you know, you can find them pretty much everywhere. And it's pretty affordable. I think it costs maybe $9. So anyway, the next one would be my wick centering tools. So wick centering tools keep your wick perfectly centered as your wax curs. And it saves you from a crooked burn later. So again, people buy these from all over. Some get them from Etsy, from Candle Science, from Amazon. Mine I use are these little bag chip clips. Mine I use are these bag chip clips. They are wonderful for me. You just snap them and clip them on there, and it keeps the wax from moving, you know, as it curs. And then I also have these true wick holders from Sierra Candle Company. And so these are the true wick holders. I do like these when I'm doing a single wick, but mostly when I use my double wicks, I use these. So those are great. And also I use, let's see, to help center the wick, I have these to help me make sure I put my wicks in the right location. So I have a lot of different ones. This one is from, this one is for a 3-wick candle. I got it in here. Yeah, this one is for a 3-wick candle. This one is for my 10s, 2-wick 10s. This one is for the smaller 4-ounce or 3.5-ounce 10s. And then I have some for my wooden wicks, my jars for the single. Single wooden wick. This one's also for, I think, yeah, for one of my jars. And this is for the 8.5-ounce jar. And this one is for, this is also for the 8.5-ounce jar. It's just a 2-wick, and this one's a single wick. Now these I purchased from Norton Candle Supply. I just tell them, you know, they have a list that you can look on there and see like whoever your candle supplier is, and they already have the dimensions. But if you don't see yours on there, you can always measure and then send it to them to make. So that's a good thing, great tools to have. So the next would be my digital scale. So here is my scale. So let's be real, candle making is science, baby. So you have to measure your wax and your fragrance oil accurately And this scale is perfect. So that one came from Amazon. Yeah, that one came from Amazon. It is perfect. Works wonders. I have another one that's like a jewelry scale that gets down to the very, very, like really, really, really small ounces or grams. But I always come back to that one. So that's my tried and true. Next would be my beakers. I have these. I have some glass ones, and I also have some plastic ones in different sizes. They come in handy. I use those to measure out my fragrance oil. Because fragrance precisely just makes all the difference in the hot throw and performance. So you can find those anywhere. I got the glass ones and both the plastic ones off of Amazon. My preference is the glass, but I broke a few. so I'm sticking with the plastic ones for now. Let's see. Okay, and number 8 on the list is mixing utensils. Silicone or metal, and these are used to blend your fragrance into the wax without absorbing the scent. Now, I use my thermometers because I can mix with these, and they're silicone, so that's why I said they double. They definitely serve their purpose. So again, those came from Amazon, but if you're getting silicone spoons or mixers or things of that nature, some people use the spatulas, the silicone spatulas. You can get those anywhere. Amazon, a local dollar store, Walmart, Target. They're available everywhere. Let's see. Okay. Number 9 on the list is glue dots or wig stickers. So I have a little tote that I keep these in, and I typically buy them by the roll like this. But when I need some stronger, I do have these, which these are the strongest ones I've found, and they come from Sierra Candle Company. And then these are some glue dots that I got from Candle Cocoon. So either one will work, but it just depends. Sometimes like the insides of the jars are made differently, and you need something that's going to adhere just a little bit more. But of course, those glue dots and wig stickers help secure the wig to the bottom of the jar, and this is especially important for double wigs. I don't want my wigs to be moving once the candle is lit, which will happen. I've seen more and more people use the magnetic thing to do their candles. I've done that once or twice, but I don't like the way my wigs move. So even if I did do the magnetic, I'm gonna still have to put me a wig sticker on there because I can't do that. But to each his own, right? I just didn't like the way my wig would be moving. So, sometimes our customers will do power burns, and they will burn from early in the morning to late at night, and that entire candle will be solidified. Will be liquid. And the wick is just going to travel all around in there. And I was like, yeah, that's enough for me. So, that's just my little take. Number 10, this is a wick trimmer. I love these because it, of course, makes trimming those wicks easier, especially when you're getting down into a jar. I know when it's a new candle, you can use scissors just fine. But when you're trying to get down into the jar after you may have burned it once or twice, you need something with that little extra handle. So these come in handy. These are available on my website. but you can also find them at Amazon and Target and other candle supply stores as well. Now next I have number 11 is a label printer or printable labels. So if you're branding your candles, having a reliable way to print high quality labels is a must. Now, y'all know I use Canva for my label designs, and I get my labels from either sheet labels or online labels, but sheet labels has been my top. I have, I guess you could say 4 printers for 4 different things, I know. So I have a Epson Eco Tank for my sublimation, because I do make sublimation shirts or sublimate on some things sometimes. So I do have a sublimation printer, which is my white printer up top. I will show that in just a second. Then I have my Workforce, my Epson Workforce, and it is my regular inkjet printer. That's the one that I like to use when I print my labels. It gives it that high gloss finish. It is absolutely perfect. So I love that one for that reason. My third printer is my Kandie. And it is a laser printer. It is a color laser printer. So I use that one when I print on certain labels. So sometimes if I want to foil my labels, or like the labels that I designed for the Winter Glow Collection box, those labels are printed on the on the laser printer. With inkjet, I know you can buy the labels with inkjet, the clear labels like that with the inkjet, but for whatever reason it smears. I don't like it. Laser has been my go-to for that. And then the fourth one I have will be my Dymo. I have a Dymo printer, Dymo label maker. It's a duo, and it prints out a lot of my little custom things that I do. You know, like if I'm putting samples in a box, I'll go ahead and I'll label it and say samples, or you know, just anything that I just need a quick print out on, I do through my Dymo printer. It works wonders. Okay, here's my printer setup. The one on the top is my Epson Eco Tank, which is the sublimation printer. This one on the bottom is my Epson Workforce, which is my inkjet printer. And over here is my Dymo. And see, I actually have one already printed, just hanging out. And yeah, it is the twin turbo, so it's amazing. I absolutely love it. And this one is my laser printer, my Kandie laser printer. Prints in both color and black and white. So it's perfect for foiling labels and just, you know, doing whatever it is that I needed to do. So these are my printer collection, right? Okay. That was number 11. This is number 12. It is my alcohol, which I bought this bottle from Amazon because I wanted a bigger bottle, because I have the smaller bottles which I have around the house in different locations, but I wanted a bigger bottle because you use a lot of alcohol when you're making candles and soaps and all of that other stuff. And of course, my handy dandy microfiber towels. I have so many of these, but this was the first one I could get to. So I have the alcohol and the microfiber towel. And these are used to help clean the jars, the tins, remove fingerprints, wax smudges, or anything before labeling. Alcohol helps the labels adhere to the jar or the vessel. Alcohol also helps with scent transfer, like when I clean in between different pores and my silicone utensils, I can just spray these with alcohol, and it helps keep the scent from transferring. That way, you know, if you're smelling Golden Glow vanilla, you won't have fresh pine in there, right? So that's how that works. Let's see, the next thing Okay, number 13 is a shipping scale. Here is my shipping scale. This is for accurately weighing out the packages before you print your shipping labels, because it will save you a ton on postage. Okay, I got this from Amazon. I can't remember how much it was, but if you type in postal shipping scale, that's what you would need. Packing supplies would be number 14. So I have a lot of different packing supplies. Like, I have the crinkly cut paper, and I have it in multiple different colors for different reasons. That's just a couple of them. I also have tissue paper, which is in a tote down there. I am not going to go through the trouble of pulling it out. And of course, boxes. So some of my boxes I get from Amazon. Some of my shipping boxes I actually get from either Uline or Walmart. It just depends on, I guess, what I'm looking for. So, but yeah, you can get the filler paper, the tissue paper, all of those things from Uline. Sometimes Amazon. Amazon is not my preference for this filler paper or tissue paper because it costs more. I prefer to just buy it in bulk, and that's typically how I get it. I think I can't remember how much I get, but I get a lot, and it's way cheaper to get it that way than to buy the little pounds for $10 or $20 from Amazon when I pay like 30 or 40 and I got 40 or 50 pounds. So either way go, you have to do what's best for you. And number 15 would be my notebook. I always have a notebook handy. Sometimes I use my digital notebook. I can't think of what it's called. But if there is a digital notebook, and sometimes I'll write my notes and scribble scrabble, and I can scan it with my phone. That way I keep a digital record of it. But yeah, notebook helps track batches, formulas, any customer notes. I typically like to log every pour, every test, every idea. I brainstorm a lot, and I am an old school girl. Yes, I use technology, but I gotta write it down on a piece of paper. So that has just been my thing. So you can use a regular notebook. I mean, I'm sure you know where you can purchase regular notebooks from. And I'll be working on some digital products and digital candle planners of my own. So you guys be sure and stay tuned for that. A bonus would be Canva. Canva is one of the tools that I absolutely love, and I use probably every day, or at least every other day. Canva is perfect, for everything from my label design to my newsletters to my social media content that I craft. I mean, it's online. They have a free version. However, I have the pro version, and if you ask me, pro is worth it. I mean, if you're going to be designing frequently. Now, if you're not using it that often, then I'd stick with the free version. But also you can do Adobe Express. They have a free version that you can use. So, sometimes you just need a little more inspiration. So me personally, I just kind of go from place to place. And the last one, this is a bonus that I would use, I would say would be my candle mold. I have tons of candle molds. So here are these. I have these listed as my summer molds. It has the stars, the moons, the clouds, and I have about 3 or 4 of those. And then of course more clouds. More clouds. And then the butterflies. And so that's how I have these. I have them broken up and broken down into different subjects and topics so I can easily find it. This one is my hearts and love tote. And so these are some of my hearts I have. Then I have the lips. I have several of those. And then I have hearts and lips. More just lips. This one has more ridge detail. And then these are the smaller hearts. And so I have quite a few more of those. So that's this one. And then I have a Halloween and Christmas tote. Yep, my label on this side. And these are for Halloween. It has the spiders, the pumpkins, bats, skulls, witches' hats, and the graveyard, tombstones. I was trying to think of what it was. And then here's another one. Again, it has a witch's broomstick, a moon with a witch hat, the black cat, an owl, ghost, bats. Then I have the Christmas ones. It has the candy canes, the snowman, the gift sets, the stockings, the trees, Santa, the gingerbread, and the candy canes. And just more. And these are some more of the same. Presents, Santa, and Christmas trees. So I have them all, like I said, in here, organized and separated that way. Then I have, this one is the flowers. So I have these 3D molds for the flowers. And then these. Some more flowers. And then these are actually some more 3D spiral molds. I recently got these in. I haven't actually opened them, as you can see. So I haven't used these yet, but they were so cute. So I had to get them. But they're all the flower molds. And then I have food molds. Yeah, these are all for food. So this one is for the cereal, because I was making a cereal candle. So I have this one. As you can see, I have not opened it yet, so I hadn't finished the cereal candle, but I have made one. This is for little donuts. This is ice cream scoops. More donuts. This is, I think this is raspberries and blueberries, or either strawberries and blueberries. I can't remember which one. As you can see, I haven't opened it. And then this one is the mini little cinnamon rolls. So I have all of these. Like I said, first. Yeah, I have all of these, and I keep them sorted and separated. And then this one, I call this one like everyday molds, even though this one is not. It's a specialty one for breast cancer. Or it could be another form of cancer, because I know they have the red ribbons as well. So this could be for that. But then I have these, which are these kinds of molds. And then this kind of mold. I have alphabet and numbers. More alphabet numbers. Then I have the smaller ones. That's more alphabet numbers. And then I have these little circular discs. And these, this kind of reminds me of some diamonds, you know. And this one is a set of 3, and they're supposed to be some really pretty spiral molds. As you can see, I haven't opened it, so I haven't made them yet, but I have them. One day I'll get to them. Since having my neck surgery, I do not move as quick as I used to. So I have to slow it down, do what I can, when I can, and just make the best of it. Okay. All right, y'all. I know we just kind of went down the rabbit hole of molds, right? But anywho, so those are my must-have candle tools. These are the things that I use almost every single day in my business. Whether I'm testing a new scent, I'm prepping orders, or just creating content for y'all, I need these. Now, if you're a fellow candle maker, let me know your go-to tools in the comments. Did I miss anything? And if you're new to the candle making world, I hope this list helps you start strong and stay organized. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more behind the scenes tips and Soulful Sundays. Thank you for watching. And as always, keep glowing and growing. Bye, y'all.